Now, concerns over electronic waste. NewsHour correspondent Fred DeSam Lazaro of Twin Cities Public Television has our report from India.
From writing software to sophisticated programming to call centers,
can I have your card number, please?
Computers have become the lifeblood of India's new economy, even defective computers. At this company, machines returned by customers are methodically diagnosed and repaired, business that would be unfeasible in higher wage countries. Even in computers not repairable, there's plenty of value. Many components, for example, are gold-plated.
In addition, we have the copper coils, the metal pieces, the aluminum heat sinks. The aluminum can be recycled.
In the Muslim district of Bangalore, India's high-tech capital, Syed Hussain runs a business, Ash Recyclers, that's approved and recognized by the government for safe practices. He says he's very profitable. We didn't have food to eat before, he says. Now, with God's graces, I'm worth crores, the Indian equivalent of millionaire status.
When the scientist Sahib came here, we used to be afraid of government regulations. He told us how to do it properly. He said, don't worry. He told us how we can comply with the rules, how we should do this work in a disciplined way.
The scientist Sahib he speaks about is Srinivas Shetty. It's an unlikely partnership of an eccentric, well-to-do Hindu engineer and a Muslim junk dealer. Shetty helped Hussain develop and use clean recycling technology. But the goal is much more to reuse than recycle. Computers may get obsolete quickly in Bangalore's IT companies, he says, but for most others, there's solid demand for used or repaired machines. So much of what would otherwise become electronic waste has now been carefully stocked in an inventory of spare parts.
See, these are the boards which are as good as new.
And it's entirely usable?
Yeah, entirely reusable.
Elsewhere in the building, cathode ray tubes, laden with toxic components, are rebuilt instead of crushed. Many are turned into television sets, sold far more cheaply than new ones to rural customers who could not otherwise afford them.
How long can you recycle a tube like this?
I think actually 2 to 3 times you can definitely recycle like that.
So this thing can go on beaming television signals for until the next 2 decades?
Yes, definitely.
Using his profits, Syed Hussain started a foundation that provides rebuilt machines to area schools. Most schools in India don't have computers.
Our Quran hasn't changed in size. It can still be put on a Pentium 1, Pentium 2, or even an old 386 machine. The children can read the Quran. They don't need an upgrade to learn to read and write. The scientist Sahib says we can give it to all the schools, those learning the Ramayana. We can give it to them. We can give it to churches.
Ash Recyclers conducts its own school for neighborhood recyclers with whom it does business, showing them how to properly dismantle electronic equipment. The only argument anyone has with companies like Ash Recyclers is there aren't enough of them.
We need about 100 Ash to bring everything into order.
100 companies like Ash Recyclers?
Yes.
Dr. Thupil Venkatesh, a professor of biochemistry and biophysics at St. John's Medical Center in Bangalore, headed campaigns against lead pollution.
About 5 years ago, gasoline probably was the major contributor. Now we have unleaded gasoline. Now the gasoline is not the major contributor, but the recycling of electronic waste is on rise. That is becoming a major contributor. I think in another 4 or 5 years, if no action is taken, we will have major contributor for the environmental pollution and especially lead from the electronic e-waste recycling.
In recent months, major computer and cell phone manufacturers have pledged to make so-called green machines, more easily recycled and with fewer toxins. But there will still be a lot of old machines coming to Bangalore and other Indian cities. And for people in rich countries who are asked to donate their old computers, Dr. Venkatesh has a plea.
My sincere request to people from the developed world like US, please do not donate any electronic goods to developing world.
Don't send your old computers
Please don't say.
to charity.
No charity. By this kind of charity, you are killing the children. Please don't do that.
As it is, he says, 53% of children under 12 in India's cities are lead poisoned, meaning permanent brain damage that claims up to 20% of a child's IQ, the very brain power that has taken this country into the information technology age.